What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Post-Match Panic, where two new fans are talking wrestling.
We're watching wrestling with zero nostalgia goggles.
So if you're here for the deep lore and 20 years of insider knowledge, that's not us.
We're going to give you our reactions, predictions, and probably some really bad hot takes.
Let's get into it. All right, everybody, welcome back to Post-Match Panic. We are talking Monday Night Raw on January 19th, 2026. We are still on the European tour. We are in Belfast, Ireland this week, which has gotten a lot of hype with the locals there. We do have a few superstars that are from the area that we've hyped up the past week or so. So let's just get into it. We start off with our mega heel Gunther opening the show with his Baby Shark entrance music. We've talked about we've talked about entrance music. His sounds like Baby Shark at the beginning every time. We've got kids. That's just what it is.
This confirms, Brian, for me that we definitely need to make that video of us breaking down just all the entrance themes. I think it'd be content gold.
I think it'd be fun.
I'm sure it's been done a million times, but
I'm sure
not by us.
Right. I was going to say, we've got a unique perspective with our backgrounds in audio and video. So I think it'd be really fun to come at it from a production aspect and break it down and get into the technical weeds. So that'll come at some point. We'll do it.
Yes.
So yeah, last week we saw Gunther beat AJ Styles in kind of a controversial manner. The little fake tap out with the ref not seeing it. So we're seeing the fallout from that right now. He's gloating in the fact that he beat AJ Styles, and doesn't matter how, he did it. And as he declares himself for the Royal Rumble, which we've seen a lot tonight, we'll be mentioning that a lot. You know, we're coming up Rumbles next weekend. Everyone's going to start declaring for it. They're going to start rolling out the hype train for it. But as Gunther declares, AJ Styles does come out and demands a rematch at the Royal Rumble. So didn't see that coming this quick.
Neither did I.
The stipulation, though, Gunther originally said no, and then he thought about it and was like, you know what? Let's do it, but put your career on the line. Now, Gunther being the guy who has retired the last few people, that's a pretty big stipulation right there. That's a pretty big risk for AJ coming in. So he doesn't give him an answer right away. He says, by the end of the night, I want your answer. And, we find out later on in the show that AJ does go talk to Adam Pearce and says, I'm going to do it. So we have an official rematch at Royal Rumble for AJ's career on the line. So we'll see how that goes.
I'm curious. I'll be honest with you, Brian. I don't know what that means. Is this like a known thing within the WWE universe that you put your career on the line during a match? Like, what is that?
That's the first time I've seen this. I think they're really leaning into Gunther being the guy who retires people. And so AJ has said that 2026 is going to be the year that he retires. So try to end him early. Like, they're just leaning into that, I guess, which, makes sense with the way they're trying to take Gunther. But we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it. That first match was fun. I think this next one will be even bigger. So
yeah, it'll be good.
All right, let's start getting into some of these matches. The first match leading off the night, we had Becky Lynch versus Maxine Dupree for the women's.
Watch about how you're talking about Becky Lynch.
Hey, man. She is the current women's intercontinental champion going into this match. This is the rubber match of this rivalry, which I have said in the past. You and I have talked that it's not my most favorite rivalry.
Yep.
The Becky's really leaning into this new character, which is fun. It's funny. But I just don't see Maxine as the intimidating individual that they're trying to make her out to be. So I would say let this match be done with the rivalry, which we are kind of seeing. As soon as Natalya came out with Maxine, I wrote in my notes, my initial thoughts. I was like, she's going to turn. That's just what's going to happen. And which we did end up seeing after the match. But Becky, one of the hometown heroes with the hometown advantage. What were your thoughts going into this?
I don't think that Becky actually had a hometown advantage. Because I think because I think maybe internally for her, she did.
Okay.
But she's such a good heel. I
Mm,
think everybody hates her, and I think she feeds off it everywhere she
mm,
goes. And so I don't know if there is a hometown advantage for her because she is soaking up the energy, kind of like what Gunther's been doing, which is
mm,
just, yeah, just soaking it up like a sponge.
yeah.
Everybody hates him. I don't think everybody hates Becky the way they hate Gunther,
Hmm.
but she feeds off and plays into her role as a heel. And I think too, if you're not following her on all the social media outlets, that is also playing into her successful run in this heel character because she is leaning in
Hmm.
full force, full Air Force One, Donald Trump style
Yep. Yep.
into her character right now. And I am here for it. That does not necessarily mean anything about my political leanings, which
Yeah.
we will not talk about,
Nope.
but it is a fun time.
It is.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I think with this match, it definitely needed to end.
Hmm.
Well, I don't know anything about Natalia Bryan.
Yeah.
And so outside of like a few things that she's done with Maxine over the course of last fall into
Hmm.
to where we're at now. So for her to like turn on Maxine, it makes sense because
Hmm.
that feels like that's the classic route to go. Mentor, bashing the heads. We don't know what the motive is at this point of why Natalia decided to do this, but so I'll be curious to hear. But I don't even know if it makes or breaks anything moving forward for me. I'm not. I don't know what's gonna happen, and I don't know if I care that much. I'm like, what's Becky gonna do next? I don't know if I care about what Maxine's gonna do and what Natalia's gonna do.
Yeah, Natalia is someone who I've seen off and on the past few years. She takes a lot of like really long breaks. I mean, she's one of the older veterans in the industry. I mean, she was around a lot way back in the day, I guess. But and I'm pretty sure her and Becky feuded a lot back in the day. I just thought the way that Natalia turned on Maxine was pretty lame. I mean, just to put her foot on the rope, and that was just kind of it. Um, I was expecting something a little bit bigger if the turn was going to happen. Like, I mean, like the aftermatch attack that did end up happening. But I feel like just putting the foot on the rope was a lame way to turn. I feel like they could have done that a little bit better.
Yeah, and I'm guessing they were going for subtlety,
Hmm.
but I
Yeah,
don't know.
I don't
And
know.
then the after match fight between the two of them seemed like it went way too long,
Hmm.
and even the announcers were like, "Oh, it's still
Yeah,
happening."
yeah, yeah.
Like
Even
Michael
even
Cole sitting back there, like, "Oh, yeah, I guess we're going back to the ring."
yeah, the cameras were away, and he's like, "Oh, it's happening again." No, I don't know. Anyway,
So it just felt a little sloppy.
yeah,
That's all. It just felt sloppy.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. So at the end of it, with that turn, Becky did end up retaining the title. And with that turn by Natalia, I think one of two things could happen. One, either Maxine's getting buried again, or she's going to start a rivalry with Natalia. And then Natalia and Becky are going to start for a rivalry for the ICC championship. So those are my predictions coming out of that from where they're going to go next.
Yeah.
All right,
Meh.
next. Yeah. I mean, it opened up the show. It was all right. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
think it achieved what they wanted it to do, but we've seen worse opening matches for a show.
it's true.
So,
That's true.
all right, next match we have the Vision, Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and Bronson Reed versus the Luchador trio is what I called them: Rey Mysterio, Penta, and Dragon Lee.
Mm.
Um, uh, I mean,
Mm-mm-mm.
Logan Paul, what are you going to say? I don't like him. I don't think he needs to be in the company. He doesn't offer anything, as proven by this match. The only thing I guess he did offer in this match was an awesome chant, uh, where I don't know if you did you catch it? The
I
him,
I I'll be honest with you. I have no idea what those folks are saying up there in Ireland.
yeah.
So
I
I
didn't
wasn't catching anything they were saying.
I didn't understand it when it happened, but I saw a video or this morning I think that showed from a crowd perspective. But they're basically chanting that Logan Paul's banned from Japan. And if you don't know that story, just Google it.
Got it.
It's funny.
I don't
It's
know that
great.
story.
Just Google Logan Paul Japan, you'll get a whole thing about
Okay.
it. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, I felt like if the Vision's going to be an actual faction, they need to have their own music, not just come out to Logan Paul's crappy music. Again, we'll go over entrance musics at another date, but can't stand it. Needs to go, in my opinion.
He, yeah, yeah. I don't hate Logan Paul as a wrestler as much as you do.
Mm-hmm.
But it was, yeah, the Vision's lost.
Yeah.
They've lost their vision,
Yep.
Brian.
The Vision's lost
And
the Vision. Yeah.
the Vision's lost their vision. And I want to see them figure it out
Yeah.
because it seems like they're toying around with who's in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Paul? Is it Logan?
Yeah.
Is it Braun? Is it Bronson? Is it Austin? None of those dudes could do it.
Yeah.
Seth could do it.
Yeah.
And they're missing Seth right now. And I think we're starting to see the after effects of that and I think Braun's going to break from them at some point.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
unintended.
I think it's good. I like the direction they're kind of taking it with Adam Pierce and that whole thing. We saw after the match, backstage that or Paul Heyman called somebody or texted somebody, and then Adam Pierce got a call. We don't know who that was. Could have been the final boss. Could have been The Rock. I don't know. That was my thought. Um, but somebody called him, and he had a conversation with somebody to get Braun Breaker back in the show.
It was Vince McMahon, wasn't
Probably. Yeah, yeah.
it?
As far
I'm
as the
back,
match,
boys.
as, as far as the match goes, it was definitely another one of these speed versus power matches. I think anytime we see this rivalry happen, that's what it's going to be: is speed versus power. Gonna harp on Logan again. Everything he did in the ring was sloppy. It didn't seem like he and Penta worked well at all together. It seemed like that he was just stuttering the whole time, whether that was Penta's fault or Logan's or just a combination of the two. I thought that whole segment that he was in there was very sloppy, and the only thing that he did was throw Rey Mysterio into a barrier. Um, Rey got thrown around a lot. Bronson Reed was throwing him around like a little child. Um,
Yes.
which was fun to see. Anytime Bronson just throws somebody around, it's great.
But I will say it felt like an actual interesting, solid match
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
on the whole.
Yeah. On the whole, it did. It started off slow. I mean, at first I was like, okay, great, here we go. But the more the match went on, it did catch my eyes more. Anytime you have the luchadors flying off the ropes or jumping out of the ring, it's always great. And the way that they choreographed the three of them jumping out was awesome.
Yeah.
And Rey Mysterio moves around like he's still 20 years old. Dude's one of the oldest
How,
guys in the
bro?
company. I don't know. But he's running around, jumping around, flipping around, all this stuff like he's 20 years old. And Michael Cole even said, or somebody did, that he won the Royal Rumble 20 years ago. And I was like, what? Okay.
Was a teenager.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
There was a really close call that I did see. The Penta
Oh,
driver
really?
that Penta did, I think it was on Austin Theory, but it looked like if Austin didn't tuck
Oh,
his neck really quickly, that he was going to be done. Did you catch that?
yeah. I did catch that, and I was like, did Austin just get hurt?
Oh, yeah. Um,
Because it almost even looked at like he did
mhm.
for a second there after
Yeah.
that move, and I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah. Penta's got some pretty cool moves, but they could be those moves could be extremely dangerous. The Penta driver and the Mexican Destroyer. The Mexican Destroyer is what ended up winning the match for them. Very flashy move, very fun move. I always
Yeah.
love it when it happens. But it is one of those that, if done wrong, can definitely hurt people.
Yeah.
But I think that's what makes Penta so good, is that he can do that and make it safe for everybody. So,
Yep. And I love that the Vision lost this match.
yep. Yeah. And, I mean, it makes them, they're not indestructible. They do have weak points. I think we're going to see the rivalry further between these two factions. I'm not sure what the end game is, besides the six of them just fighting it out. Because clearly Braun Breaker's got his eyes set on higher things, and there's the three luchadors. It's not like there's a trio tag team championship. So I don't
Right.
know. I don't know what the storyline, other than just a rivalry. It could be a cage match. I don't know. Um, yeah,
Yeah. I mean, the mid card's got to be something, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, aside from the Intercontinental Championship, which
Somehow Dom's still holding on to,
I
even
was
though
gonna
he's
say,
been
who
gone for
is?
almost 2 months.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's got to come back at Rumble because I know they made him give up the AAA championship last week. I think
Mm,
because I know they made a mention that there's a new AAA mega champion. So which Dom
got
was.
it.
So yeah, they can't have him holding two titles and not be doing anything.
Yeah, he's got to give it up.
Yeah. So. All right, moving on to the next match, which was a very sad one for me. Javon Evans
Hmm.
versus El Grande Americano. Ugh. Long story
I think
short,
what's Yeah, I think the bummer part of this is that whatever happened to him, we didn't even get to see it.
yeah.
At
Well,
least us in America.
so yeah. So what Javon Evans ended up getting injured throughout the match. It looked like when he dove out of the ring, he may have landed on his shoulder wrong or hit something. But when they came back from break, it looked like Javon was holding onto his shoulder as they called the match for his injury. So it's very unfortunate for someone so young and who just came up and made his debut to start getting injured. Hopefully, this isn't so serious that it takes him out for a long time.
Yeah,
Hopefully, maybe it just got dislocated. I don't know. What we didn't get any word throughout the night of his situation. I haven't read anything today, so um, you know, thoughts out to him. Hopefully, he comes back soon because he is one of the greats. Even though he's brand new, we love watching him. So
he's so bouncy. He
he's
can bounce back quick.
he's a bouncy boy. That's good.
He's a
He's
bouncy
so
boy.
bouncy. Let's have him bounce back quick. I like that.
See?
So as far as the match goes, it did look like there was some miscommunication on a couple moves in the beginning, where
Yeah.
they were like Javon was outside the ropes coming in. It looks like they were headbutting each other. It looks like I mean a little bit sloppy. Javon's new. He gets I think in my mind he gets a little bit of grace being a young kid. I mean he's coming up on the main roster, but he should know better. But at the same time, he's still learning. Um,
He's excited, man. He's
he,
having a good time
dude,
out there.
he's great. He's great. It's fun. He's just having
Javon
fun.
looks like the kind of guy that just is operating on vibes
Yeah.
and pure talent.
Yeah.
And he's probably going to have to earn the skills that are going to allow him to stay in WWE for a long time. Maybe some hard ways.
Yeah. I mean, you
uh,
learn what not to do. You learn your limits sometimes.
yep. Yep.
So we'll see what happens.
But yeah.
Unfortunately, I think this is going to throw off the Americanos a bit too, because I know they were starting a rivalry there. We talked a little bit about last week. I think you and I talked about the Americanos' overall storyline and where they fit into the roster. So hopefully they do some quick rewrites, coming in Rumble, and we'll see what they'd have in store for that faction.
Yeah.
Um,
Give me some more Americanos, man. I love
let's
me
do
some
it.
Americanos.
Americanos are great. Speaking of luchadors and Americanos, did you catch the possible Oba reference that he was in Mexico at one of the AAA events?
I did not.
Yeah, I think Corey Graves was saying something about a giant Nigerian being in Mexico. So
Oh, that wasn't subtle at all.
no, it wasn't subtle at all.
Somehow I missed that
I was like,
though.
Oba? Okay. So, yeah, so we'll see what happens coming out of that. Again, once we know more, we'll report on
Yeah.
it. But that's where we stand now. Then we have our main event for the evening: CM Punk versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Boy, oh boy.
Finn Balor, boy, I am so glad he's back. I've been a Finn fan since the Judgment Day was him, Dom, Rhea, and Damien. That's about when I started, was when they were doing their whole thing and they're running the show. So
Okay.
that was a lot of fun seeing that faction just kind of take over.
Yeah.
Um, I think with Finn having the hometown advantage, a lot of eyes were on him to take the title. But going into it, I think just from a storyline perspective and a production standpoint, I think Punk was going to hold on. I thought Punk was going to hold on to it until Mania. I still think that he's going to hold on to it till Mania. That doesn't mean that it's not going to be an awesome match and a fun match and a very close match, which it ended up being at times. But I think having Punk give up the title this close to the Rumble and this close to Mania season, I didn't think that was going to happen. I haven't seen that happen in the past. I just think that's just what WWE does.
Yeah, I didn't see Punk giving it up at
Yeah.
all. Even though I thought for me, this was really my first intro into Finn Balor as a singles wrestler. I've only
Mm,
ever seen him with Judgment Day and JD. And so seeing him in his own entrance music rolling in, and he had some pop, man. He
dude.
was going.
Yeah, and that was his old music, like way from
Oh,
way back in the
really?
day. Yeah, it was really cool to see his old music come back. Because he comes out to
Yeah, that's
now he
great.
comes out to more of like a Judgment Day style music. But yeah, this was his old school song.
And I thought he showed me that he could easily be the world heavyweight champion.
Yep.
This was not a stretch
Nope.
for him to be in this spot at all. And I'm hoping that WWE will sit back and say, you know what? We got to push this guy even more because I don't know. I thoroughly enjoyed that match.
Yeah.
And I thought both guys did great. As always, John Cena is so good at being the old man that gets thrown around the ring,
Who?
getting his ass. John Cena.
CM Punk?
CM Punk. CM Punk is so good at getting his ass thrown around the ring
Yep.
like an old man. And you could tell that he was having a good time with this as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought right off the bat there was a lot of really good back and forth. I think I didn't write down a lot of notes from this match because I couldn't take my eyes off of it. This
Yeah.
match was just super entertaining. Like it was just a great match, one of the best I've seen in a while from a regular show match. Um, yeah, Finn Balor, he had a really awesome rivalry with Seth Rollins when he was the World Heavyweight Championship a couple years ago. If you
Okay.
if you get a chance, go watch some highlights from that because that was really fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you 100%. Finn could easily step into that main event territory and rock it. Like he's got that talent. He's just great.
Yeah.
That coup de grace has to hurt. Like you heard Punk react when he got stomped on from that top rope. I mean, I know he pulls back a little bit, just that like that's what it is, and you got to flex and all that, but that just can't feel good. You're getting stomped on
No.
from 4 feet up. Like, come on, come on.
But like 7 or 8 feet up
I
because he's
mean,
jumping up there pretty
that's
good,
true. Yeah, that's true.
getting his
Uh,
knees up and everything.
dude, it's so good. But I mean, as great of a match as that was, there were a lot of really close calls, a lot of really close kickouts. I think the crowd was really loving it both ways. It was cool to
Yep.
see, Punk treated as the bad guy in this because he's more of like that punk rock type guy. He doesn't care what anyone else thinks, but we see him more in the States as kind of the good guy.
Yeah.
I'll watch with my daughter and she's like, is he a good guy or a bad guy? And I was like, well, it depends on where he is.
Yeah.
And,
Exactly.
and it was really cool to see CM Punk be treated as that bad guy in this situation. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, as great of a match as it was, we did see Punk retain off of a GTS, a really solid GTS. Got that 1, 2, 3, and is still the world heavyweight champion. So,
Mm-mm-mm.
yeah, we'll see what the fallout is this next week. And as Saturday night's main event come up, we got that number one contenders match for for the title. So we'll see. Except that's for the SmackDown title, not the Raw title. So we don't
Yeah.
know
That's for
what's
this.
next
Yeah.
for Punk. But I'd love to see them roll it back. Let's let Finn run it back with him. We'll see the fallout
Yeah. I
next week.
think it'd be cool to see Finn break off from Judgment Day. It
Mm,
needs to happen.
hmm
It's another one of those things where, we talked about this with Solo and the MFTs.
mm,
Solo's being held back by the MFTs. I think Finn's being held back by Judgment Day. And every time I think about Finn Balor, up until last night, was like he's just a Judgment Day goon.
mm.
And I'm like, oh, actually, he's not. He's so much more than that. And I think he needs to break out. And I think they might be setting it up with that, with his own entrance music, not the Judgment Day entrance music, not getting any help from Judgment Day. You didn't see Liv out there, Roxanne or Raquel coming out trying to do any kind of shenanigans, which I mean, CM Punk asked for that too.
Yeah,
And so, but it is still the Judgment Day, and you would slightly expect it to happen no matter what. Who says they don't care about anything or anybody? So, to me, this is maybe Finn breaks from this and is going to go his own way, and I hope that happens.
yeah. There's been a lot of teases of Finn breaking off this past year or even two. Like even when Damian Priest before he got kicked out, there was tease of Finn breaking off too. The Judgment Day in and of itself, I think, is in a weird spot right now. They are very injured, with JD and Dom both being out and being injured. Raquel or Liv was injured. She just came back, so they're trying to fit her back into everything because they threw Roxanne Perez in there. And then Raquel Rodriguez, I don't know what she's doing. She wants Stephanie, like their segment. Raquel's like, "Oh, I want Stephanie, but she's still injured. She's not cleared. You're the reason why she's not cleared. You keep attacking her leg, so don't complain about it. You did it."
Don't complain.
So I don't know what their plan is with her. I mean, obviously, it looks like they're setting her up for a women's world championship run, but Liv and
Yeah.
Roxy, we know, are the number one contenders for the women's tag championships this weekend. And then hopefully once Dom and JD heal up, we'll see them make a run because JD's fun. He's one of those high flyer headbutt dudes. As some of the announcers say, he's got that big giant forehead that's just good times. So
Let's see what happens.
we'll see what happens. So yeah, we had a lot of backstage promos, and a lot of even in the ring promos too. Most of the backstage stuff was just people talking about how they're gonna declare for the Royal Rumble. We had Bailey and Lyra, talk to each other and say they're going to declare. We had the Kabuki Warriors do the same thing, even though Asuka is blaming Kairi for all the losses and just dumping on Kairi. Kairi vows to help us, Asuka win the Royal Rumble. So we'll see what happens there. We did have Io Sky and Rhea Ripley come into the ring, getting ready to defend their titles against Liv and Roxy at a Saturday Night Main Event. They declared for the Rumble in the ring. We did see Liv and Roxy come out and try to get between Rio, trying to turn them against each other. And then we did see Raquel come out and attack Rhea, and we kind of had an all Judgment Day just bashing on Rio and then declaring for the Rumble. So again, we're at that point where everyone's saying they're going to be in the Rumble, which is kind of obvious. The people who did say that.
I mean, I don't get that part. As a fan, I'm like, okay.
Well, I mean, you have your people who are going to declare who are always going to be in the Rumble, and then I think you have your surprises. It's like, oh, we haven't seen this person, or they haven't said anything. Are they going to be there? And then there's always the people that you just have no idea they're coming out. They get leaked or
Yeah.
whatever, but we don't really pay attention to any of that. So
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm going to keep talking about this.
Mm.
And Rhea Ripley
Mhm.
is getting lost. She's drowning in the mediocrity of the women's tag team situation. I think she needs to get back out and do some single stuff because whatever this Rio thing is not interesting to me at all. I'm not against Io Sky, but she's definitely not even top 5 for me in the sense of like women wrestlers. It's a unique pairing, and it's not unique enough for me to care. And so every time I'm like, oh man, here we go. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm over it, Brian. I'm over it.
Dude, it'll be really interesting to see like if they lose on Saturday to Liv and Roxy, what's going to happen? Is Io and Rhea going to stay together? Are they going to go back to being singles? Because the two of them started off being in a huge feud.
Yep.
Because it's still to this day, Rhea has not beat Io for anything. So the fact that they came together and are now this tag team, I think it's more based on crowd reaction and the WWE universe liking them as a team overall rather than being individuals. But I agree with you. We've always known Rhea as an individual wrestler,
Yeah.
and Io was always part of a faction and who
Hmm.
broke out in the singles game. So we'll see what happens. I think the fallout from Saturday is going to be really telling on the direction they go with this. So
Yep.
yeah. So it was a show. It was a card. It was we're pre Royal Rumble. They're getting to the point where they're trying to be safe. They're keep their big stars safe, so they don't get hurt for the Rumble. It's unfortunate. I think Javon was going to be in the Rumble. I don't know if he is now or not. If his injury's minor enough that maybe he still will. Um, but we'll have
Leon
to see.
Slater time, baby.
Yeah, I
Leon
mean,
Slater
I
time.
still think Leon is going to be there regardless. I think he will be
Yeah, I think
a
you're right.
mid entrance regardless. So,
Oh, you know
um,
who I think would be perfect to replace Javon Evans?
tell me.
Jake Paul.
There's no geriatric people for him to beat up on, though. Well, I mean, maybe CM Punk, but
CM Punk.
yeah, no wheelchairs allowed in the WWE
Rey
ring. So,
Mysterio.
yeah,
They're about the same height.
yeah. All right, and we can't have a show right now without an Oba promo.
It's
There was
true.
a mention of him earlier, maybe, but they did have another little package for him. They are really hyping him up, and I really hope they don't overdo it and set him up for failure. I love Oba. My love for him is well documented. He was my favorite in NXT. I just love his character. I love his aura. I love his mic work. Just everything about him is entertaining and fun to watch to me. And I really hope they do not overhype him.
Yeah. They currently are, Brian.
I
So
know.
I think be set up. Just know that they're probably going to disappoint you.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
is Triple H running the show.
it's the same thing they
Um,
did with the Wyatts. They hyped up the Wyatts the same way for months, and then they did nothing with them. And I really hope
Nothing.
that this doesn't happen to Oba because he deserves so much more.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who
All right,
knows? Maybe the final boss will come to Triple H and be like, "You're fired."
give me your soul. Yeah. All right, we are at the point of the show where we talk about our best and worst of the week, our botch and our pop of the week. So let us start with our botch of the week, what we dislike the most out of the show. For me, it was the Natalia turn. I felt like that could have been a lot more impactful. That could have happened. It could have been a lot more intense than the way that they handled it. That for me, yeah, it just didn't land for me. It was very obvious and very just kind of okay. Did she just do that? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Mine will be anything that has to do with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley.
Ugh.
It's awkward. They're awkward when they're on the mics together. Like I don't know if you saw it, but literally after Rhea was done talking, she was mouthing Io's lines
I've
to
seen that
Io.
happen before.
And I'm like, what is that about? We
Yeah,
see you doing it.
yeah.
I don't
Ugh.
understand. So that's a botch to me because I'm just like, I don't know what this is about. What it doesn't feel like it's working to me, but something's working somewhere for them, and I don't get it.
Yeah. For me, my pop of the week was the main event, and I just want to give a shout out to the camera guys at ringside. The way, and you probably notice this more because you're more on the video side of things, but the way they
Hmm.
move the cameras syncing to the movements of the superstars, it just puts you in it that much more to me. And I think that was one of the reasons I couldn't look away from the match. It wasn't just what the superstars were doing, but the guys behind the camera that were doing all those little zoom ins, the moves of the cameras, like those were really
Yep.
cool. I really noticed that a lot this match. So the main event itself was awesome, but the camera guys themselves is what did it for me.
The camera guys get the shout out. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Pop for the camera guys.
yeah,
All
man.
right. I like that. I
And
think it was a well earned pop for those guys for
yeah.
sure. I'm gonna go pop for Finn's entrance.
Oh, there you go.
I think I was bought in.
Yeah.
I was like, what is happening? I love it. Give me more.
Yep.
And that does not happen very often for my cynical brain. So I'm going to lean into that and say I loved it.
Good. That's awesome. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
All right, as we close this show out, this episode for me, I believe it moved most things forward story wise. Punk will fight at Rumble against the winner of a match. I mean, we don't know what his next contender is going to be yet, but hopefully we'll get to see that here soon. The women's ICC title will progress. That's the Natalia, Becky Lynch, Maxine, debacle. We'll see what happens there. They definitely set up more story there. The Vision's going to continue to brawl with the Luchadors. Again, I'm not sure to what end, but we'll see more of that. But I do think the Javon injury did stall that story, and hopefully the Americanos do not get lost in that shuffle now. So
Yeah. Cool.
cool. Yeah, I think we are just looking forward to Saturday night's main event this next week. I think both shows this next week are going to be focused on that, and I'm excited to see what the impact is for that. So, give me more Finn. Let's see what happens at Saturday night's main event. Let's do it.
Yep. Yep. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Post Match Panic. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and slap some comments down below if you agreed with anything we said. Uh, we probably had some bad takes, and we want to hear your thoughts on that. So,
All right,
yeah.
guys. We'll see you next week.
All right. See you guys.